Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you have been paying attention to the crypto market, well, yesterday after the PPI data came out, let's just say the market did collapse quite a significant amount. We were able to make a little bit of recovery for Dogecoin. The reason for that is a lot of limit orders were triggered as we did actually hit a very critical support area close to 22 cents. But after that, let's just say those limit orders also started panicking and we were able to find a support just close to 21.6. From there, there's a little bit of recovery, but you can see that the super trend was not able to be flipped into an uptrend. Now at this point, this is the critical zone. There's going to be a lot of talks around trying to figure out if the market is going to be able to make a recovery, or is this going to be more panic selling that will pretty much loom around the entire market. Well, let me try to help you out. First of all, Dogecoin war activity hits a 1 month peak as whales accumulate 2 billion Doge. Yes, you heard that right. And at the same time, 900 million Doge stuns Binance in a one massive deposit while Dogecoin price reacts. Now, just to give you an idea, as there is whales which are accumulating as much as possible, on the other end, whenever an exchange receives a large chunk of any coin, it's usually to pretty much convert into freight currency. And that's why the market is reacting in a little bit of a negative way. Whales are back, Dogecoin activity at a 1 month high, and you can see it's not showing signs of slowing down. Does this mean this is going to be a race between the whales? And at the same time, Trump says China is not doing well economically. Now these two giants, the more they go against each other, it's definitely going to be having a very significant impact on the crypto market, while the Bitcoin retail FOMO hasn't even started. Considering the fact that we're already at a very high number, this could completely change things. Before we get into the full details, if you guys are here for the first time, you know what to do. If you want more content like this, scroll down, tap the red subscribe button, especially turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news first. And right there, drop a like on it. It'll just have the YouTube algorithm push it out to more people. More people are paying attention to what's happening to the crypto market, they decide to buy into it, it starts backing up, and all of us make a lot of profit. Now let's go for a like goal of 49. We've been smashing all of them, so I know the same thing will happen to this one. You guys are legends. Now let's talk about Dogecoin. Even though there is such a large chunk of buying activity that's, 1 month high. Just to give you an idea, a month ago, Dogecoin was not doing extremely high. 15th, if we just go back, you can see it's about here. Now, there was a very strong surge in price, but ever since, we have been in a little bit of a sluggish position. So now this gives you an idea that this could be a perfect opportunity for a lot of whales to actually buy back into Dogecoin. I've been paying attention to a lot of whales, but to give you an overall idea in terms of what's happening, there's a lot of confusion because Bitcoin is struggling to hold close to 118,000, and as that struggle is going to climb, there's going to be a lot of panic selling that will loom around the market. Now, I've mentioned this before. If Bitcoin decides to fall under 116.500, there is a very high chance that we will be experiencing a Bitcoin retest close to 108,000. And if that happens, majority of the altcoins are going to be experiencing a little bit of an outflow. Just to give you an idea, yesterday Bloomberg did report saying, hey, crypto is finally getting the medicine that all the time is not going to be up, and PPI data coming in negative towards the crypto market, hinting to the fact that maybe we might not be receiving as large interest rate decline as a lot of people are anticipating, clearly gives you an idea that overall the market is in a very interesting condition. Because keep in mind, if we do get any sort of interest rate cut at this point, which is actually quite far away, at least 2 to 3 weeks away, that's definitely still going to be positive, but overall the market is still going to be sluggish until that point unless we receive some sort of crazy news. And this kind of news is definitely not going to be helping because this clearly pushes away, the truce deal that we are looking for. Or just to give you an idea, the kind of, when it comes to tariffs, we need to ensure that those tariffs don't actually go against each other. And the more trade wars that we were going to be experiencing between the two giants, there's definitely going to be a lot of volatility in the crypto market, usually in a negative form. Now, talking about the open interest, well, Bitcoin is actually still holding above 40 billion, even though the market did suffer a little bit of a pullback yesterday. And when it comes to Dogecoin, it was down about 5%, but still holding close to 1.6 billion. The long to the short ratio, well, it's actually climbing significantly from 79% to 81%. So the investor confidence is definitely making a return. Now, Wells Fargo increases the Bitcoin exposure from 26 million to 160 million in Q2. The banks are quietly buying, and that's the reason you need to understand. These financial institutes, the more they're going to buy into Bitcoin, that's the reason why the price is not able to have a strong pullback. This is a good thing, to give you an idea, because these institutes have more FOMO, and keep in mind the retail investors haven't even jumped in, and they're usually the reason why the new all-time highs are created. And if the institutes are already holding the ground so strong, when the retail investors FOMO kicks in, you guys know where the price is going to be going. Whales push Dogecoin higher. Analysts eye a 70-cent jump. Now, 70 cents, maybe right now, seeing the market condition, might seem very far, but just to give you an idea, usually when Dogecoin gets going, there's not much slowing it down. That's all I'm gonna say. And usually in a couple of days, you might be experiencing 50% increase in a really short time. And at the same time, Project Crypto, well, SEC chair is going to be discussing that today. Now, this was just the beginning of something big that's about to happen with SEC, and if they're able to just, understand crypto a little bit more and we get more clear regulations, it's going to be much more beneficial. The Bitcoin bill is not priced in. I have a bill for that, and it's obviously the Bitcoin logo. Bitcoin that has been finally forfeited to the federal government will be the foundation of strategic Bitcoin reserve that President Trump established in March. Now, this is just the beginning. We might be receiving another big bill that could be very strongly targeted at Bitcoin. Now, does this mean this could be a good thing? Hey, that would be something depending on what the bill will have. And BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF surges past 90 billion. Now, with a B, just to give you an idea, that's how much money is actually being thrown at Bitcoin from these ETFs. So that's why ETFs were so huge. And Abu Dhabi's Souvenir Wealth Fund reports a 500 million Bitcoin ETF position. So these souvenir funds are also getting involved, and seeing that the retirement fund was added by Trump clearly gives you an idea that other countries are trying to focus on that as well. And Dogecoin falls to 22 cents. The golden cross sparks the talk of record high. I mean, as more buying power is controlling the market, there's definitely more money that's going to be flowing through. And President Trump departs to Alaska to meet Russian President Putin. Now, this is going to be a very big game changer, because if this goes wrong, obviously the conflict between Ukraine and Russia is not going to be stopping. At the same time, Trump has said that he's going to be putting more tariffs on India and China, and the truce is going to take a little bit longer. So this meeting actually holds a lot more significance than a lot of people understand. And finally, the Fed Chairman Powell to give speech next week about the Fed's policy framework. So this is going to be crucial after the PPI data, and this will give us an idea in terms of how the interest rate decisions are going to be next month. But other than that, everything I said today is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.